morning, everyone. It is Saturday. I don't know. It's a day in May. And I'm here. So the lighting is not great today. I think you're a little crooked, but I can't figure it out. And we don't have much time because I am going to the Orioles game. We are season ticket holders of one of the packages. I think it's 12 games, and we sit in the same seats and we get discounts. And today is one of those days, and it is a giveaway. So I only have a little bit of time, and if I don't get it done, I'll come back. But this is what we're working with today. I'm trying out a new foundation. Well, it's a new to me foundation. I think everybody else in the world has used it. It's called Shape Tape by Tarte, and it's a little bit more full coverage than I'm used to. So I'm trying it out today to see how it reacts with my sunscreen, which is the Supergoop sheer, whatever it's called, sunscreen. And I want to know how they play together because it might just melt off my face. That happens a lot. I think that's all the rambly stuff. So let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Kristen. I am a knitter, crocheter, amateur sewist. Yeah, all the crafty things. Coming to you from Baltimore County, Maryland. It is a very hot, sunny-ish day in Baltimore County, except for right here. The light is terrible. Normally it comes in and hits me and I look glowy. It's pretty dark in here right now, but it's very hot. The garden is doing really well. I got a lot of my plants in, and things are just starting to sprout, and it's like a beginning of summer. So let's get into what this is. This is following the traditional knitting podcast format. I'm going to show you my finished objects, what I'm working on, future ideas for cast-ons, and acquisitions. And I'll wrap it up with what I'm reading currently, which, spoilers, nothing, but I have some plans. All right, let's get into it. So my finished object is the Calm Down cardigan. I am so happy. It does not have buttons yet, but I'll insert like a video montage of me like prancing around in it. I love it. I was kind of a hater, and I think that that's a theme lately with me. I've just like hated everything that I've been working on, and then it works out in the end. So I guess that's good, but I don't know. Anyway, this is the Calm Down Cardigan by Lily Kate France. If you're on the fence about it, I do highly recommend it. I use Barocco 220, which I know is a worsted weight. It calls for a DK, but my gauge, I can get a DK with the worsted. And I love this. I love this fabric. It's soft. I picked the color Doeskin Heather, and it's just like a really beautiful neutral. There's some really nice details. You can see on my arm here, there's just a nice little detail that runs up into the shoulder. Please don't look too closely at my hair. I did not actually, I ran a straightener through it, but I didn't straighten it. Double knit button band. It is worked top down. Well, it's a saddle shoulder design, so obviously it's worked top down. Start with your saddles and then you join everything together. Highly recommend this. I made the size 4. It fits perfectly. I have a basket at a woolen company, and I think I'm going to buy the exact same yarn in a different color, like the green heather. Can't remember what it's called. I think it's called olive heather, and I want to make this again. That's how much I like it. I would 100% make this again in this exact yarn. It's so warm. It's so like just comfy. And I'm really, really happy with it. Like I said, I'll pop in some footage so you guys can see how it looks. And I can't wait to show you what it looks like with buttons. I just haven't picked them yet. I really want to make it, like, I don't want to just put any buttons on it, even though I know I could take it off and redo it, but I want to get the right buttons on this. So super excited. I'm going to try and keep this on the entire episode, but no promises because it is really warm. Like, I would wear this in place of a coat. So this is my only finished object since we last spoke. As for whips, I have not touched my Musselburgh hat or the Camisole number 9. I just have not been motivated to work on those. But I do have 3 new cast-ons, which for me, Chaos Kristen, full force. But it's just something that I enjoy. Actually, let me get you the stats on this. I didn't do that, so give me one sec. So I'm pulling out my Knit California journal, and I want to get you exactly how much this this took. So, like I said, I used Cascade 220 in the color Doeskin Heather. This took 692 grams. I did not make any modifications. I knit exactly to pattern, which for me is insane. I don't think I ever do that at all, but that came out to be 1,522 yards, so 1,522 yards, and it's perfection. No notes. I love it. So that is really good. And if you guys care at all, as of the end of April, I have knit 1,700 grams, which is approximately 5,639 yards, which is like 3.2 miles. So I have knit a 5K, which is pretty exciting. Okay, so enough with stats. Let me show you stuff that I've been working on. And yes, I'm in the middle of the round for this, but it is what it is. I'm going to show it to you anyway. So this is the start of the Midland cardigan. So this cardigan is by Laura Penrose, and I am enjoying it so far. So right now it's just all garter. You have what I'm assuming is going to be your shoulder seam, and you start with the shoulder cap. So this will be, I think, like this. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't read ahead in the directions. I'm just following the direction. And because this worked out so well, I'm going to actually trust the designers, and they've done all the hard work, and I'm just going to knit. So this is the Midland cardigan by Laura Penrose. I am using the West Yorkshire Spinners BFL fleece in the color, I don't remember. I don't think I wrote it down either. I think it's 3141. It's their dark blue color. There's not that many colors, but I will put it up on the screen. I will put it below. And yeah, so I've just started the shoulder shaping on the Midland cardigan. I'll bring it back so you guys can see it. So far so good. It's just like mindless knitting at this point. I'm only increasing on one side. It's just really easy. My gauge is quite open. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I almost started over because I was like, that is such an open gauge. But I was looking at the project photos, and a lot of people have this like open gauge. And I do know that this yarn specifically blooms, because when I was knitting my clay sweater with this yarn in a different color, it did bloom. So I'm trusting the process. I'm just going to keep knitting. So this is my first cast on. My next cast on is probably not a surprise. Actually, wait. Let's do this one. Okay, so I haven't picked up anything else on this because I wanted to show to you like this. But this is the Skyline Tee by Tori Yu. I am using Illimani Sabri, just one strand of it. And in the color, again, it's a number. I don't remember it, but it's the charcoal gray colorway. I'm knitting this for my mother, who's a similar size to than me. Like, she's a similar size to me, but she's a little smaller. So I'm kind of just winging it. But I know this will probably fit me, so it should fit her. And she doesn't mind if things are oversized. I'm gonna go for like 2 to 3 inches of positive ease. So far, so good. I've got the both saddle shoulders done and the back done. So now all I have to do is pick up and start the front. So hopefully the next time you guys see this, I will be at least like joined in the round. That would be the ideal place, I think. And I am doing this as part of a cow. This is for the Pacific North Knit West, Pacific Knit West Flock U cow. And that's a mouthful. So I'll put it up on the screen, and essentially we're just all making something from Tori Yu, the designer Tori Yu. She's very, very popular. This is my first time knitting one of her patterns, so I thought it would be a fun thing to do and jump into the cow. Megan from A Naughty Mess is hosting it. I will link her down below. Everything is being hosted on her Discord. She had a kickoff Zoom, or not Zoom, but Discord call, and that was really fun, just kind of meeting everybody. She's hosting it with her knit group. So if you know Emily Curtis from Gently Chaotic Knits here on YouTube, and Ari from Ari Knits, they are also co-hosting the cow with Megan. So I just recommend that you check them all out because they're super cool, prolific spinners, prolific knitters, especially, you know, like Megan and Ari crank stuff out. And then Emily Curtis is also a designer. So they're really, really talented people. And I just recommend, you know, hanging out with them because they're super cool. So I am in that cow, and that's been super fun, just being able to knit something with the community. I love that kind of stuff. So that's my second cast on. And I'm going hog wild here. The next cast on was a fail. So I don't have it, but I recast on. So I will show you that. It's just a really long. Okay. Where do I start with this? So this is the Jill Draper Make Stuff in the base Barstow in the color Black Walnut, I believe. I want to say mahogany, but I'm pretty sure it's Black Walnut. And I told you I really wanted to make a Minou cardigan out of this, but I needed mohair to make the Minou cardigan. Well, my best friend has been just like really busy lately, and there was just a really hard time in her life, so we hadn't done Christmas yet. And we were able to do Christmas a couple weeks ago, and she got me, of course, a gift card to my local yarn shop, which I love her for more than anything. And I picked up some mohair. This is the Barocco Ariel. Again, the colorway escapes me. I have it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so this is Barocco Ariel in the color 3485. I bought 4 of them, and with my gift card, it only came to like $13. So that was like of my own money. So that was really, really cool, really exciting. And I immediately cast on the Minou cardigan because it's something I wanted to do. I did need like a chunkier. I tried it with just this and it just wasn't working out. Cast it on. You couldn't see the stitch definition at all. It just looked like an amorphous blob. I did about 3, maybe 4 inches, and I ripped it out because there's no way I'm spending that much time and energy on something for it to not look like anything. There's just no point. So I pivoted, and instead I cast on with the mohair because I can't take it back. I've already started using it, and you know what? It makes it really soft and nice. I cast on the Pressed Flowers cardigan, and I believe that's by Amy Christoffers, but I'm gonna double check that because I don't want to get the name wrong. I feel like that's so disrespectful to the designer that puts so much effort into it. Okay, I want to write this down. Amy Christoffers. Yeah. Okay, so I cast on that, and that leads me into this. So this is my finished spin. And I think I can use this with the Jill Draper Make Stuff with the mohair. And I really just think that these are going to go so well together. I'm sorry, there's like something happening outside. That's why I keep looking out the window because like, I don't know what's happening out there. Anything is possible. Anything is possible in Baltimore County. Actually, let's a little gossip. I was driving my dog around yesterday. We had tornadic activity in the region, not necessarily here, but like I think Essex and Baltimore City, a little bit of Baltimore City got hit with a tornado. And my dog is really, really upset when it comes to storms. We try and medicate her, but if we don't catch it in time, there's just no consoling her. The only thing that kind of calms her down is to take her for a ride. So after the storm had passed a little bit, I got her in the car and I was driving her around the neighborhood. And it looks like a couple streets over from me, someone just spun out, hit a bunch of stuff, maybe even went into somebody's car. There was like 3 ambulances, a bunch of police cars, and a fire truck. And I was just like, oh, and I had to like make a 45-point turn to spin around because it's like, it's a 2-way street, but people park on either side. So it's like really hard to like turn around. So that was crazy. Anyway, back to this. My ADHD gets the best of me sometimes, but I had to share that because I was like, oh my goodness. So this is my spin that I've been showing. It's the Yarn Jam Shiniko base for these two, and then the confetti tweed for this, and which is also Shiniko just with confetti tweed. And they're all the Marlene Knits colorway. So this is from the Podcaster collection that came out like a million years ago. I mean, it was in the last year, but a bunch of months ago. It might even be over a year at this point. And I finally finished spinning it up. I had 3 braids. I wanted to ply them all together, like do a 3-ply. I didn't end up doing that just because I felt like this was thicker and it just looked different. And I'm really happy with my decision. I just chain plied all of them. And I do think that the color story in this is a lot more muted than these two. And these are just like my pride and joy. I got a ton of yardage. So each of these were 4 ounces. I got 470 yards, a fingering weight. I'll pull all of these out of the hanks and show you guys, but 470 yards on this. These two are mixed up. I don't know which one's which, and it really doesn't matter. And I will get you the yardages on these. One of them is 522 yards, and one of them is 534 yards. So it's pretty crazy. And I'm so happy with them. They're so lovely. So lovely. They did like fluff up quite a bit. during thwacking and washing, so I'm gonna take them out and show you. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of this. Like, obviously there's thick and thin spots, like everyone has that unless you're a master spinner, and I've only been spinning for like year and a half, 2 years, and I love it. So I have a ton of yardage, and I think I'm going to pair these together to make the pressed flowers cardigan. And I haven't wound this up yet. I wanted to show it to you in all of its glory. But probably after this, after the Orioles game, I will wind this up and I'll get started because I'm really excited about this. I just think it looks so nice. Okay, so that's all that's on my needles right now. I will eventually work on at least the camisole number 9, number 5. I keep calling it number 9, don't I? I don't know if it's number 9 or... Yeah, I think it's 9. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The camisole from My Favorite Things. I will work on it, and I hope to have that for this summer to wear. Okay. I have been just having the cast on itis, so I wrote down a couple things that I would like to make in my Knit California journal. So, possible knitting plans, the Kip by Rebecca Clow, and I would buy yarn for that. I would want to use the, I think it's the recommended yarn, but I'm not 100% sure. De Rome Natura Ulysse in the color Merlot. Again, Megan from Anonymous has offered to share her book club cardigan modifications with me, and that's something I already cast on. I actually bought this yarn for the book club cardigan, got upset with it, and didn't finish it. So I would be interested in making the book club cardigan again, or at least finishing it this time with Megan's modifications now that I've seen what they look like. I think it looks incredible. Give me 1 second. And with that, I would do either the olive heather, which is what I think I want to make this in, like this calm down cardigan again in olive heather, or I would use burnt sienna. So I think I'm going to buy both Cascade 220s in olive heather or burnt sienna because I'm going to need the same amount for both. I'm either going to need 7 or 8 skeins, so just buy 8 of each. Probably do the olive heather and another calm down, and then I would do the burnt sienna in the book club cardigan. I think that is the plan. I don't think I said who the book club cardigan is by. That's Sorry Nordland. The Farnham sweater is by the Knit Purl Girl. I would use Purl Soho Goodwool. And I already bought it, so I'll show that to you in the acquisitions. The Midland Cardigan, which I already cast on. The Sailor Swift Top by Veronica Lindbergh. I would probably just use Cascade Heritage for that. I have a ton of Cascade Heritage in my stash. And then the Take Turns Tank by Lily Kate France. I don't have plans for that. It's a DK. I think it's either a sport weight or a DK. I don't really have that kind of yarn laying around. I have a lot of fingering weight, unfortunately single skeins of fingering weight, but fingering weight nonetheless. And I also have a lot of fiber that I can spin, but generally I spin at a fingering weight. So I'm kind of stuck there. I don't know. And then I desperately want to make the Minou cardigan. And that's by Luisa. I cannot read my handwriting right now, but I think it says Luisa Rehkopf. I hope that I said that right and I didn't butcher it, but again, should be at least in the description. I don't know what I would use for that either. Maybe I would just buy some knitting for olive. I'm not the hugest fan of knitting for olive yarn. I don't know what's wrong with me. Everybody else seems to like it, but I don't know. Okay, moving into acquisitions. I'm going to cough again. So moving into acquisitions. But a lot. But it's all the same, essentially. So last time we spoke, I told you I was going to go to Yarn Centric and I was going to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool, most likely. Well, Friday of Yarn Centric rolled around and I got roped into something at work. The way that my company is structured, we're a small business, I am the IT support. So if something happens, I'm on call. And that's just how it goes. So I got roped into something. It ended right about the time that I could leave to make it to Yarn Centric. But because their time slots, I would have gotten there a little bit late. I was worried about parking. It just didn't work out. I didn't go. Then the day of Maryland Sheep and Wool rolls around that next day, Saturday. And then obviously the next day, Sunday as well. And I don't know. I was just like not feeling it. I go every year. It was a beautiful day, and I decided I was going to work in my garden instead. My backyard is a complete disaster. So I've been working on that, getting my garden up and running, just trying to clean up the absolute, disaster that is my backyard. And I spent my day doing that, and then we had a freak storm roll through. We don't generally get super severe weather here. I say that, and then I don't know. As a child, we had what was an F5, but they downgraded it to an F4. Tornado rolled through my town and it decimated it. I grew up in a place called La Plata, Maryland. So if you guys are interested, I would look that tornado up. It leveled things. It moved houses up and off foundation and set them down. It was a freak of nature. So it does happen, but it's definitely a freak thing. We had a crazy hailstorm roll through that day. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go to the Maryland Sheep and Wool, only because I don't really feel like getting pelted by hail. It's pretty sizable hail. I don't know. So I didn't go to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I did not go to Yarn Centric. And I was in the treat yourself mentality. So I picked up quite a few skeins from Purl Soho. I have never bought from Purl Soho before, and I've never used Goodwool, but I hear such great things about it. So I did pick up these 3 colors. I think this is Teal Abyss. Yes. So I bought 2 skeins of Teal Abyss. I don't have plans for this, but it's a sport weight yarn. I think it'll be fine. I picked up 2 skeins of Heirloom White and 4 skeins of Walking Stick. So my plan for this is to make a Farnham sweater. And I'm really excited about this. And I didn't cast it on only because I get like stressed out when I have more than like 3 or 4 projects. But I really want to cast it on. So I might still cast it on. I don't know. I'm really excited about that. So between this and the 4 skeins of mohair I bought, I mean, I had a pretty spendy month for what I've been doing, but that's okay. I'm really excited about this. It's going to go to a project that I'm pretty excited about making. It's on my bingo board. And yeah, I'm with it. Okay. So, plans. I'm going to switch this bookcase out for that bookcase. So I'm going to swap the contents. So my books will go over there. My yarn will come over here. So when I film podcasts, you'll see my pretty yarn. Though I do love my books. Don't get me wrong. What else? I hope to start bringing you guys into the design process. I have taken a hiatus from my designing. I actually have a finished design that's already been tested. It just needs to go up, and I'm just not doing that right now because that's not something that's bringing me joy. But I have so many things that I want to design, and I'm like so close. It's just not there yet. So I'm going to start bringing you along for the ride. And if they don't work out, they don't work out. I aspire to be more like Rebecca Clow. She's like a year out on her designs, and she's like, I'm still going to show you guys. So I'm going to show you. And if they flop, they flop. This is not my full-time job, so it doesn't really matter. So that's coming up. I also am going to start showing like little sprinkles here and there of gardening content because that makes up the majority of my time right now. I am knitting, I'm working, I'm knitting, and I'm gardening. And I would say the majority of my time after work is going to my gardening. I'm trying to spend like an hour or two outside. Though it is spring in Maryland, it's rainy. So if it's raining, I'm not outside. If it's not raining, I am. And yeah, I mean, my knitting mojo is back. My attitude is back. Like, I was in a weird place for a while, and now I feel much better about everything. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please let me know what you're making. Please let me know if you're joining the Cal as well. Or if you've ever knit anything by Tori Yu. Yeah, I mean, I hope that your crafting is bringing you joy and it's bringing you peace. And I can't wait to talk to you guys again soon. Bye.